Hello there friends, Patrick here again. I just wanted to give another quick update on my progress through John Ralston Saul's book, The Collapse of Globalism. Today I'm covering chapter 19 to chapter 26, pages 162 to 257, and you can see the progress that he continues throughout the book, and you can see that his purpose becomes clearer and clearer as he moves forward, and that is that he continually a good example is found on page 252 to 253, where he continually refers to nationalism as negative. And of course he's a globalist, so he wants to promote globalism as much as he can, even though he continually admits of the ongoing failures of globalist policies. He calls globalism viewing the world through the prism of economics, he calls it. Well, really it's a prism of the corporatocracy, the totalitarian, authoritarian powers of the government, and he calls it the prism of economics, where really its increased government control is a push towards one world government by the forces of evil, right? The Luciferian people that are wanting to usher in the Antichrist. Like John Ralston Saul himself is an Antichrist, similar to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. They are against Christianity at all costs, and their goal is to usher in a one world government so that they can have a one world, the false prophet, a one world Antichrist ruling the world, and their goal is to rid the world of Christianity. That's their end goal. And he, similar to Justin Trudeau, he pledges his allegiance to the Aga Khan. And so that comes out in multiple places in the book as well. You can see here on page 252, 253, he uses the method that was described by Malcolm Gladwell in the book Blink, where he tries to hypnotize the reader through words by repeating the same statement over again. Negative nationalism, negative nationalism, negative nationalism. 3, 4, 5 times he mentions negative nationalism. He keeps repeating it over and over and over again. And he associates it with false populism, right? False populism. He repeats that over again. False populism. He's saying how bad nationalism, even though he recognizes that a lot of countries, Brazil, a lot of countries have implemented policies that are peculiar to their nation. They've implemented nationalist policies that have helped their people, that have helped their country. But he always wants to push anything to do with nationalism as being bad. And he says that anybody that goes against his views, he considers them, right-wing populists or extreme nationalists. He tries to associate nationalism with, extreme right-wing or even skinheads in one case. So he is really shows his colors as the book progresses. He shows more and more what his goals are. Right? He equates nationalism as a belief, as religion. So he considers nationalism to be as bad as religion, which he wants to stamp out as a globalist. A globalist will want to stamp out religion, except only any kind of religion that they may accept or they may be open to, such as Islam under the Aga Khan, or their own version of atheism, and as I said, their own version of destructive nationalism. He always wants to associate nationalism with, and he even uses extreme terms like jingoism and other any nasty term that he can think of. He associates it with war. He associates nationalism with racism. He said national pride is only appropriate for chauvinists. He quotes people that make that statement, and on and on and on. So he pushes, as he makes progress through the book, of this divide between nationalism and globalism, and he sees nationalism as just being horrible. That's just a bad thing. And yet he details all the times that nationalist policies have been very helpful and successful for their population. And he also details very often where globalist policies have been an utter failure. Globalist policies have ignored all these atrocities that have been going on in the world that have been caused by the extreme wealthy people doing nothing about it, extreme wealthy corporations doing nothing about it. He details how extreme wealthy corporations, 95% of them don't pay any tax. And he says that any policies that would try and balance out the wealth between the rich and the poor, he said, oh no, that's no good, you can't do that. No, that's not the answer at all. He says it's the prism of economics of globalism that's going to solve everything. This is what he keeps repeating to, right? He keeps repeating the prism of globalism. And he refers to the people that follow globalism as the true believers, right? Whereas the Christians are the enemy. The true believers are the Luciferian globalists who want to usher in a one world government, who want to usher in an antichrist to lead the entire world and to rid the world of Christianity is his goal. And so you can see that he is a conduit. He is a vessel. He is a tool for Lucifer, even though he doesn't see it himself, right? He considers himself a humanist. He thinks he's actually helping humanity by ridding the world of Christians. And so he's so blind to his own vacant soul that he doesn't see what has come in and inhabited his soul, which is, of course, Satan himself. So this is a very common type of ideology that's being promoted today in the world. And don't forget, this was written in 2005. So you can imagine he is eulogizing globalism, and he's mourning and crying, and he's saying, oh, how come globalism is not working? We got to change this, we got to do that, we got to get these people on board. He's going on and on and on and on, at the same time trying to embed the viciousness of his ideology onto his audience, saying that globalism has to succeed somehow, and we got to figure out a way to make it succeed. This nationalism is so bad. Nationalism is in all its forms. It's associated with right wing. It's associated with religion. It's associated with trying to equalize the incomes between the rich and the poor. No, we don't want that. All we need is to have the corporations, transnationals to take over the entire world, usher in a one world government, get rid of the Christians, and then we'll have a utopia on earth. This is his goal. And so, he is really one of the most nefarious writers I've read in a long time. He does remind me a lot of Nietzsche, in that he allows himself to be, a conduit for evil ideas. And so I've reached up until page 258. I'm not going to go into all the exact details of the notes that I took. I took a ton of notes on these last, the last time I left you, I believe, was at page 162. And so we're at page 258. So these last 90 pages or so, last 100 pages, I've taken tons of notes, but it would be too boring to put onto video because, he just gets into a real slog of details, and it's just like traipsing through the mud of all these different scenarios dealing with, specific situations with New Zealand, or specific situations with specific countries, or different views on specific economists versus another economist, and things like that. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just going to let you know that evil is alive and well in the minds of the globalists that want to destroy any type of nationalist aspirations. And so this is why they promote chaos, they promote corruption at all levels, because corruption is their goal. They want to destroy the nation states so that the one world government can take over, right? So anything that promotes chaos, polarization, and their policies, we've seen obviously globalization of the last, since this was published, the most racist policies have come from globalist thought, from globalist ideas, right? Implement these polarizing racist policies. Even the government of Canada has is openly promoting racist policies to destabilize the population so that they can usher in a one world government. So there you have it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. God bless you. We'll talk to you again soon, and have a great day. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I love you very much. Be good, be careful, and stay away from ideology like this, which is really the collapse of globalism, nasty, nasty stuff. But that's where we're at in the world today. Anyway, take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.